we're fixing bad scans today. That's the crux of it. I've done this intro like 5 times already because I don't know how to start it. So apologies for the webcam and apologies for the audio quality, but I kind of just wanted to do a really impromptu like take a look at bad scans, see if I can fix them type deal. So yeah. I had a roll of Redrum, which is Cinestill's Halloween limited edition stock. It's just Cinestill 800 rolled backwards so that it creates REDSCALE. But yeah, so I sent it off and the scans that I received back were just, they are not how I was expecting at all. They're not anything like the sample images or images that I've seen other people get results from this film. So I kind of wanted to just give up. Like, I'd been saving this roll for a couple of months and I was like, I'm gonna shoot it. I made a point of using it well. Like, I took a couple of like random shots, but then I decided to do an actual photo shoot with it. Me and my partner went to the Baltic Triangle skate park. It's kind of like abandoned now. Came up with some styling ideas. Because I knew it was Redrum, I wanted a kind of like western feel to it, like really warm and deserty. So that's why I did the balaclava, and my boyfriend had recently bought the hat. I'm just gonna open it up and we can kind of see what's going on. So we'll go from start to finish, why not? This is the first picture I took. It was just a bit of a test. It is Redrum, so that's absolutely fine. It's not the best composition, but there's just nothing to comment on because it is what Redrum says it is. So all good, move on. So then we have this image of me that my partner took. Now, hopefully the colours translate on your screen as they do on mine, but that is really it's like yellow to the point where it's almost green. It's quite like, there's really rough scans, like it's got like some lines, just seems a bit rough. It's not kind of picked up red anywhere else apart from like a weird vignetting of red around the edges, so that's strange. And then here I just basically took this one because with Cinestill being known for its halations, it being shot backwards, I was intrigued to see how those halations translate. But it is REDSCALE again. The images, the colours are really nice on that one, but here is the Photoshoot. Start off with this one, the first one I took. This one's just super green all around here, and then we have got like warm colours here, and I do like how you can kind of see a halation effect here. Once again, we've got little parts of the image that were actually red are translating as red. This one is absolutely insane because it's just a normal picture. Like this, if I looked at this, I wouldn't think it was REDSCALE. This just seems like expired film. It just seems like maybe a warm tint over this because all of the colours are still intact. Like you can see the greens, the brown of the hat, the blue, the white, the red, the yellow. This one's nice actually, it doesn't need editing, but I want, I did this shoot so that it would look like REDSCALE, so I will edit that one. And we've got this one. This one I do actually like straight off the bat, but the yellow is just really unappealing and it actually hurts to look at. Yeah, so this just needs some touching up in general because I hadn't noticed at the time, but you got some bit of fluff there. Just bring some contrast back into it. There are reds here, like there's reds in the shadows, but what's interesting is it kind of gives me the impression that it was overexposed because, it's yellow and red. There's no kind of bizarre colours yet. But I definitely didn't overexpose because it was quite a dull day. the lighting was quite consistent because we got through the shoot quite quickly. Then these next two are just bizarre, to say the least, because these were shot within like 10 seconds of each other, because I just thought I'd get a slightly different composition. The light didn't change, the aperture, the shutter speed, nothing changed. But yeah, we've got this very green shot with no kind of like, there's just no red coming through apart from like slightly on the sides, if you could even call that red. And then the next one is super orange. So what has happened between then, I really don't know. Moving on, we've got a very green image. See, it's just really strange because it seems like it gives me the impression of either expired film, which it's not, like there's some mad automatic colour correction gone on, or intentional colour correction where the lab haven't realised it's Redrum Cinestill and not just Cinestill. But it was very clear in the note that I said it was Cinestill Redrum shot at 200. I went with this lab in particular because I've seen how they develop and scan Lomicron purple. With the scans, the lab scans, they do an excellent job. Like, it's not just a wash of purple over the images, it's, you know, the greens turn purple and skin tones are still mainly intact, the sky's blue, you know, there's different tonal range tones, you know. So that's why I went with this lab. So I was super disappointed when I got these back and they just look like they've not been given any sort of review. Like, it just seems like they've scanned them, sent them off, or scanned them, been like, oh, that's red, let me get rid of it. I don't know. This one has quite an interesting spectrum of colour, because this here was like a royal dark blue, but now it's like a super light colour. It just looks like someone's like scribbled highlighter over it. It's dead bright. Like, that's not how it looked, and I've never known REDSCALE to do that before. But again, it's an experimental film, I don't know what I was expecting. You know, ignoring the green, this kind of just looks like how red rum should look, maybe if it's been overexposed a bit, but again, didn't overexpose it. This one is just green. Yeah, there's no kind of difference in tones or anything like that. There's slight red hues in the shadows here, but apart from that, there's nothing. So we're going to go into Lightroom and Photoshop and see what we can do to fix these very bad scans, because this whole video is basically me just trying to give some hope to people who maybe you're new to film photography, maybe you're not, and you've just got some really bad scans and you're like, how has this happened? I'm awful, my photography's awful, I give up. And you should never do that, because things can go wrong in the lab. Maybe they've not been upfront about it and claimed responsibility. Maybe it was you, but it should be a learning experience. And I'm really not someone who is a film purist and thinks you can't edit film pictures, because film photos are edited as they are scanned to colour correct and all sorts for the most part, so I'm not like that. Yes, it's interesting because a lot of people get into film photography for the tones and just how organic the images look, and they don't want to mess with that at all, and I love that, that's great, but that's not the reason that I shoot film. My main reason for shooting film is that I'm very self-critical, and film forces my hand to not be, because I'm not seeing the images back right away. I'm not getting that instant kind of either gratification of, yeah, I'm doing this right, or, oh, I'm doing this wrong, or let me change it, which I do shoot digital as well, so it's one of those things where I I have noticed that I shoot film photography sometimes as an avoidance tactic to avoid that putting pressure on myself to get it right. But I think also film photography can put that pressure on you in a different way of you can just look at the pictures and be like, okay, let me change settings real quick, go again. But with film, you kind of have to really think about your composition, think about your shutter speed, your aperture, because you only have one chance to get it right. And I don't love one more than the other, I don't think, only because I recognise the importance of digital. I've grew up with digital and that's where I gained my love for it. I think film, I started shooting film in lockdown and it was a whole different experience that I needed. It was like, it sounds really silly, but it was like therapy because it was all just very intentional, all very intentional shooting. I started collecting strange film cameras. Like I've got a video coming out that I'm editing at the moment, which is a camera tour. I have really strange cameras because I like that sort of thing. I like the unpredictability of film, which is why it's really not a big deal about these pictures coming out as they are, because, and getting back to the whole point of this video, you really shouldn't give up on bad scans, because everything is an exercise to learn from and to make right or make better. And for me, this was an exercise in editing. It's been fun to have a conversation about all of this because I'm not used to talking this long in front of a camera. But let me know if you've shot Cinestill Redrum. I am going to do more videos about film photography. I don't really ever want to do videos that people have already done before because they'll definitely always do them better. So I have a lot of ideas that haven't been made yet. So if you're interested in weird film cameras, experimental stuff, experimental films, like vlog POV shoots, then stick around because I am going to do them, I promise. I'm going to try to do them. If you have any sort of opinion why my images have turned green, let me know.